This program contains scenes of nonsensical garbage and coarse language and is intended for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why, hello, my little pumpkins. I know this video should have came on Friday, but work got really busy, which is kind of funny because it was a holiday week, but not for me. So I wound up having to work. Yeah, so I couldn't get this recorded. And then I decided to take an extra day because, you know, I needed to basically binge watch Owning Manhattan in one day, and that was just priority. Which, if you haven't seen it on Netflix and you liked $1 Million Listing, you're gonna love that show. It's not sponsored. I don't know why they would sponsor me anyway, but whatever. It's a great show and it sucked me in. So yeah, but I finished the season and now I can actually do the things that I need to do, like this video. So this is part 2 of the things that I just love, I adore, and if my collection somehow disappeared overnight, these are the things that I would repurchase. Now, there are gonna be a lot of products that I talk about in today's video, and y'all know me, I get so like, I hate repeating myself, I really do. And how many times can I say, this is pigmented, this is buttery, this has great longevity, blah, blah, blah. Just know that everything in today's video I love because they are pigmented. They have great longevity. They're fun to play with. I love the color. I love how it makes me look and feel. I love how this just makes me a better me, okay? So all the products that I talk about today are things that I love. They just work so good on me. Now you might see some of these things and you might go, they didn't work for me, and that's fine because 9 out of 10 times stuff that worked for you didn't work for me and vice versa, and it's okay to have differing opinions. Just know that you're wrong. No, I'm kidding, I kid. Not really. No, I kid. Anyway, the other thing I want to mention too is that there will be timestamps. Now, there are timestamps in the first video. Someone did leave me a comment and was like, there's no timestamps. There is timestamps. You just got to look in the description box. I don't know why they didn't break them out into sections. I can't tell you. I don't understand YouTube, okay? I don't know, but they're in the description box. So if you're interested in wanting to check out any of these products, or you want to jump to a specific timestamp of like, all right, I'm going to be talking about bronzers here, everything you need to know will be listed in the description box, okay? And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, okay? Also kind of giving you like a 90s fantasy today. I don't know, just giving you 90s fantasy. So without further motherfucking ado, let's start with bronzers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bronzers that just are everything to me, and I would repurchase them in a heartbeat, And these would be ones that I would definitely pick up again once I hit pan. Now I own like 1,001 bronzers, but these are the ones that I just cannot stop reaching. I just want to keep playing with them. There are differences of like colors and finishes, which I will highlight here. But the one thing that I can say is that all of these make me just feel and look like I have been on vacation. Well, I cannot go on vacation because my job is too busy. I can pretend to be on vacation when I'm wearing these bronzers. And so I actually have a lot of cream products and only one powder, which is kind of surprising because I feel like if I was in New York, it'd be a whole lot of powder and less cream. But being down here, powder is just not your friend down here, okay? Living in Florida, if you wear powder, 9 out of 10 times you look like you are dead. It looks like you literally just broke out of a funeral parlor and now you are wreaking havoc in a Target, okay? That's where you're at. So the first bronzer I want to talk about is from KVD, and this is the Good Apple Bronze and Sculpt Balm Duo. Now, listen, I love the Good Apple line. I love the foundation. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That foundation is awesome. I love the blush, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I like the concealer. I probably like the foundation more than I do the concealer, but still the concealer I don't mind. The Good Apple line is just awesome. And what I like about this product is that essentially you get your contour and you get your bronzer in one, as opposed to buying 2 separate products that are probably going to be about the same amount of money anyway. So this is an Ulta exclusive, but you can pick it up on the KVD site if you are interested. I have it in the shade Fair, and I was a little apprehensive at first because I don't know, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I love it. Now I will say you definitely hit pan. You hit pan pretty fast because that is the one thing about the Good Apple line. You hit pan pretty fast. That's probably one foundation that I have gone through many times over. And I love it so much that I keep buying more of it because that one just provides you a lot of just beautiful full coverage, but whatever, who gives a shit about the foundation, right? This is a great product that provide you, again, a lot of coverage. There is a little bit of warmth to it. It's not quite like a full-on cool shade. It's definitely like, I would say neutral but warm leaning, which I am someone, I don't really like a lot of warm leaning stuff. And there are a couple of products that I will talk about in today's video that are a little bit more on the warmer side, but they work for me. This one, it's so good. I like that I take this, I add it right here where I need to like just, basically, just define that double, triple chin, you know what I mean? And I like being able to take the bronzer shade and blend it out to really provide a nice level of dimension. I would say out of all the bronzers I'm gonna talk about, this is the one that really just makes me chisel. This is the one that really makes me look like I have high motherfucking cheekbones. I love this. Plus, I like that I don't need to set this down with powder. It doesn't get all over the place. It's perfect. This is good. So as soon as this is done, I'm buying another one. Now the next one is from Makeup by Mario. And this is kind of a recent one. Kind of, again, still looks a little gross. I don't know. It's like, kind of has like a weird, like pearlescent kind of a sheen to it. But when you put it on the skin, it just doesn't have any sort of like chunky glitter. It's just a very beautiful, like neutral bronzer color. This is gonna provide you a little bit more pigmentation compared to my favorite Makeup by Mario product, which I can't even think of the fucking name of it. It's this one right here. The cream one, not the powder. Powder one's garbage. The cream one's beautiful. And that is like a pre-bronzer. Like if you wanna like bronzer, but you're like totally scared, like that is like a great product because it's a baby bronzer. It gives you a little bit of warmth that looks super, super natural, as opposed to just looking like you just stepped out of a fucking tanning bed. You know what I mean? Like, I love that product. This kind of has that feel to it, except a little bit more coverage. This is pretty though. I like it. Again, dries down beautifully, not muddy, not patchy, and it's just absolutely perfect. So we love her. Now, if I had to do like a showdown between this Makeup by Mario one and of course my pre-bronzer bronzer product, at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna choose the pre-bronzer bronzer only because I've had it longer, so we had more of a relationship with each other. But if they decided to stop making that product for whatever horrible, horrible reason, and they only left me with this, I would be happy with it. I think out of like all the bronzing products, those are the two best in my opinion. The stick one is pretty good too, but like, this is fucking awesome. The next one I have is from Merit, and this is the one that I would say is probably the warmest out of all of them. This is such a pretty, pretty bronzer. I love this one. This I kind of really discovered because I've been doing, because every day I go to work, and if I have like meetings or whatever, I don't want to look like just a fucking meat puppet. So I need to have a little something on to not scare people. And I found that a lot of Merit products just really check all the boxes for me in terms of they look really, really good all day. I don't need powder really to set them down. They're not gonna be like sloshing around or whatever. And it really kind of just is more of like that natural, like no makeup, no makeup look. Like it's your skin, but better kind of a situation. This is a beautiful bronzer. And again, a little bit on the warm leaning side, which is not my favorite, but this one somehow works for me. I love the longevity of this one. And I like looking like, slightly rotisserie chicken, so. So we love her. Now I have a drugstore option for y'all. This is from Milani. This is the Chef Kiss. Yo, Milani is fucking great. Milani is good. Like, this is probably one of my favorite cream bronzers that I have tried in a very long time, especially from the drugstore. This one is like super pigmented. A little bit goes a long fucking way. And again, I just love when you can kind of just like blend something out and it just looks so, I don't know, like you take care of yourself. Like you give the appearance that you take care of yourself and that you drink all the water and you get all the sunlight without the melanoma. Like, this is just such a pretty shade. This is kind of another neutral, like, but warm leaning option that I don't mind. Again, I really, really, really look for things that are more neutral or cool tone if I can. That one though is definitely on the warmer side, but still just very, very pretty. Now I would say the difference between like the Merit and this one, obviously besides price, is that this one is a little bit stiffer. So this one's more creamy. And you can like blend it out with a brush, with your fingers, whatever. This one is just like a little bit more of like a stiffer formula. And I would say it's a little bit more on the matte side as opposed to this one, which is definitely more on the hydrating side. So if you're looking for a little bit more hydration without it making you look like an oily mess, Merit will be like the finish for you. But if you want something a little bit more matte, I would say the Milani for sure. Now, the last two cream products before I go to my powder product, I have from Say and Too Faced. And I know I talked about these in recent videos, so let's go with Say first. Say is such a funny brand because I really wanted to like them, and then I never really found a product that really worked for me, and it was just like, oh my God. And then I found their cream bronzer, and I was like, oh, now I get them. I understand them. Since then, I have found some products that have been like amazing, and then some products that have just been okay. But for the most part, we're on the up and up. Now, when they were talking about launching another type of bronzer product, I got super excited because I was like, I need to fucking try it. Like, the cream bronzer is, I would say, is like their best product, in my opinion. How do you improve something that is already perfect, in my opinion, right? So when this came out, there was a lot of just, it was a lot of confusion, I think, on my side because I couldn't really understand the shade range, but I wound up picking one that was definitely a true like cooler tone type of option, and it's in the shade Salt, because they did have one that was fair, but it was very, very warm leaning, and this one was a little bit more up my alley. This is great, okay? Say just knows how to make a beautiful bronzer product. They do. There is not a bad thing that I can say about this product. I like that it's cool leaning, but I feel like there's a hint of red in there that kind of just brings like this natural kind of like flush to my cheeks, which is really beautiful. Because one of my favorite bronzers of all time is from Jones Road. And that Dusty Rose bronzer is fucking everything. And in a way, I feel like I found like the baby version, but in a cream formula. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, this is not overly like red or anything like that. But on me, when I kind of like lay it down, it just kind of adds like a little something extra where if I didn't have blush, it looks like I kind of have that perfect like blonzer moment. So I like this. This is really awesome. Again, I think Say, just get into the bronzer business, okay? Like everything else is like I said, there's some good, there's some bad, but like their bronzers have just been killing it. So this did not disappoint. I am kind of curious to try the lightest shade though, and I think I might do that, but I'm gonna wait for a Sephora sale because I don't, because listen, I have 55,000 bronzers. I don't need another one. Yet my heart is like screaming for more. I don't need it right now, but I definitely want to try it in the future because I kind of want to see the difference between the two. But this is good. If you're looking for like a nice kind of coolish reddish tone option, this is awesome. Love that. All right, so then we have Too Faced. You know what? I picked this up on a whim. I was like, let's try it out. Let's see how it is. This is fucking great. This is great. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. This little guy, this is in the lightest shade. It's like a chocolate mousse color. This is so hydrating. Now, I have a lot of different products on my skin today, and I threw some kind of cream products, and I started with this one first, and then ultimately I paired it with the next bronzer that I'm going to talk about, because you know what? I know I'm only going to be sitting inside today, so I'm just going to powder the shit out of my face. Plus, I'm obsessed with that Tarte creaseless powder anyway, and it's another excuse for me to use it. But this though, bitch, it's so good. It's so good. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But this is another product that I would say is like a proper neutral tone bronzer, super hydrating, super just soft and melty, but like not in a gross way. Like, it just blends into the skin, like just perfection, absolute perfection. I would say that, you know, normally I don't really check for Too Faced. I kind of like make fun of them because it's like that bitch that peaked in high school, just holding on to shit. You know what I mean? It's just that bitch. But sometimes they surprise you. Sometimes they'll throw like an Italian Spritz palette in your face or like a pumpkin spice palette in your face. And then after that, it's gonna be like just a sea of bullshit. But every now and again, they do surprise you. And if you're looking for a nice cream bronzer, like a really just beautiful cream bronzer, has great longevity, no patchiness, no bullshit, check this out. And you want a good neutral option, this is your bitch. Longevity is so good on this one. I love it. So yeah, we love her. So I wanted to use that one today, but I would say probably my favorite bronzer that I'm going to talk about right now is actually a powder bronzer, which I know is really funny because I was like, I'm really kind of gravitating towards cream products because, again, living in Florida, powder is not your friend. But this though, these are fucking everything. So I think what I'm going to do at the end of the year is I'm going to do two types of favorite videos, right? As well as products that I hated. But I want to talk about the products that obviously I tried from like July to December, but I also want to do like a top 10 because one, I'm a Libra. It's difficult for me to make choices, but I think it would be a really fun exercise to watch me struggle. But no, seriously, I want to kind of really just fixate on the 10 products that I'm like, you know what? This is the best of the best of the best with honors of 2024. But in the meantime, I'm just going to shower you with all the love in the world. And I predict that these will definitely be within that top 10. I could say that with my full chest. Like, I know that these are going to be in my fucking top 10. So I picked up both the lightest colors. So I have All Buttered Up, which, as you can see, like, I've used it, but not to the extent of the lightest one, which is called Buttercup. It's kind of hard to tell with these lights, I know. But you can definitely see more of the pan embossing in this one compared to this one, right? I love these, okay? These are some of the nicest bronzers that I have tried in a hot minute. And NYX is just killing it, absolutely killing it with these products. I love these bronzers because, one, both of the colors are perfect, but I tend to go with the lighter one because I don't know, I'm just obsessed with the color. But when I do kind of mix them up and I do grab for the darker one, I'm not disappointed. I think they're both beautiful. This one definitely has a little bit more of like a rosy-ish tone, which kind of reminds me of the Jones Road, except I think the Jones Road is just better in my opinion. But the lighter one, there's just something about it that is just so soft and beautiful, and just, it makes me look, again, like I stand out in the sun. I'm one with society. I love that. Like, it's just such a beautiful product. It has also a really like beautiful kind of a sheen to it, but it doesn't have any gross bullshit sparkles that make it just look like extra glitter bukkake. Like, it's just soft and luminous, like that lit from within bullshit that we all just crave and want because we are just catfishing the world. This gives me all of that and more. I love this fucking bronzer, again, with my whole chest, and I cannot wait to just see where it lands actually in the top 10 at the end of the year. I don't think it's number one because I kind of have a feeling that that Tarte Creaseless powder is going to be my number one for sure, just by how often and just like literally I'm like taking it to bed with me and I like sleep next to it like this. Like, that's how much I love that product. And I feel like I could potentially do that with this one, but there's something about that Tarte powder that just, like, it just got me. It just knows me. It's like we've been soulmates our whole lives. But this one though, this is a great love right here, okay? This is a love that I think about fondly. If I had to say that about inanimate objects, this is a great relationship. We had a great time. We had kids and we had a very clean divorce, and I like it, okay? But no, NYX is just so good. The whole Buttermelt line, once they make a highlighter, which I don't know shit about the industry, but I can imagine. We did bronzers, we did blush. If there is not a highlighter that is within the same fucking family of this one, it's gonna be devastating, absolutely devastating. And just like a crime against humanity, you know what I mean? So I look forward to that in the future. They better do that. They better not f with me like that. But anyway, these are amazing. We love these. Now let's move on to blush. Okay, so I have 12 blushes that I'm just obsessed with and I'm in love with, and I just love them all. Most of them are cream. Most of them are cream. Again, I live in Florida. I just really been loving cream products, okay? So the first ones I want to talk about are from Colourpop. These are great, okay? I do have a video on it, which, you know, I kind of go into like more of my thoughts there or whatever, but for cream blushes though, and the fact that these is Pokemon, I'm just obsessed with it. They were awesome. Love the colors, like that I can mix and match them. Just a beautiful formula, and just, they do not disappoint. So if you ever do see these, I highly recommend checking them out. Now, normally I do like the Colourpop cream formula. Is it the most, you know, amazing cream blush on the market? No, but it's a lot of fun to play with. It's very easy to play with, and it has a really, really good longevity. And again, I like that you can mix and match the colors to kind of create your own custom color. There's a lot of really cool shit with these products. But I would say out of every blush that I talk about today, these are probably, I would say, the least favorite out of the whole bunch. I think they win points for me because of how adorable they are. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, these are so cute. Like, I love them. And because of that, it makes me want to use them more, because I'm a stupid bitch. And if there is some cute packaging, I will get drawn to you like a moth to the flame, and I will use you over and over again. Even if you're just like good, not great. So these are good, but I think because of how adorable the packaging is, and just now my weird love of Pokemon out of fucking nowhere, this just makes it that much more for me. So yeah. Was it my favorite thing out of the whole collection? No, but it was definitely in the top. So we love these. Also, just to show you how much I've been loving Pokemon, this is my fun Rad Ditto cup, okay? Like, I don't know, I think it's maybe because I'm gonna be turning 39 this year, and this is my last year before I enter my 40s, and maybe I'm just regressing onto my childhood. I think I've been reading a lot that like people born in 1985, like they are just like the nostalgic generation. Always thinking about the better times of when they were a child and all that shit. And clearly I'm fucked up. And I am just holding on to, actually, which is so funny because as a child, I could give two shits about this show. But as an adult, though, I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever. So anyway, enough me being sad. This is great. These are great. Now let's talk about an actual product that is like amazing and awesome. It's from e.l.f. These are the camo blushes. This is the camo liquid blush. The camo line, not everything has been amazing. Some of it has just been downright horrible for me. But the few things that have really worked out are these blushes. And they just do not disappoint. And they're so fun. They're so easy to work with. I absolutely adore both of these colors, which if you're interested, I have it in the shade, I can't even see, Dusty Rose and a coral blush. I'm not normally big into like kind of coral colors because sometimes it just makes me look like a Cheeto, but there's just something about this coral color that just looks so good on me. So good on me. And the same can be said for the Dusty Rose. I love colors that look like this, but sometimes like a brand like, for example, Lawless has something similar to this, which it just made me look really just orangey, like really like bad fake tan orangey. This one is just absolutely perfect. But what I like about this formula is, again, long lasting, just really easy to work with. It has a very beautiful hydrating kind of a finish to it where it just looks like your skin but better. It's not sticky, it dries down, and they're just so easy to work with. So if you're looking for a really beautiful drugstore option, I would suggest e.l.f. wholeheartedly. e.l.f. is just really, really great. Not every e.l.f. product has been fucking amazing, but this is definitely on a short list of products that are great, and I recommend them highly. So yes, we love that one. Now, the next cream product that I am just straight up obsessed with, and I will buy them all. I didn't buy them all just yet, but I will buy them all soon. These are great. These are great. Now these are technically like cheek and lip products. It's a glassy blush balm. You can use them for lips if you wanted to. And let me tell you, the color is really beautiful, but as a lip product, it doesn't really last that long. But on the face, it has beautiful longevity. You'll also kind of see too that I have a type. I have a type. I like things that are either like a rose color or a pink color or like a lilac color. Very seldomly will you'll see kind of like an orangey kind of a shade. For the most part, I stick with like the pinks and the dusty rose colors, or like the mauve or the mauve, however the fuck you pronounce it. And then of course my favorite, which is like that beautiful like lilac pink color. I'm a sucker for looking like a possessed doll. So yeah, you'll see a lot of color overlap, and I don't apologize for it because I like what I like, and I know what looks good on me, and also I just love buying everything. Anyway, these are perfect because, again, super hydrating, very easy to work with. I really love how just soft and beautiful these shades are on my skin. Again, I am someone that is very, very dry, so I'm always looking for things that are hydrating without it turning me into like an oily goblin mess. These provide the hydration without it looking like you dipped your head in a deep fryer, so that's good. But I would say like the best part though for me has really been the longevity. Out of all the cream blushes, Haus Labs and Give Beauty has the best longevity in the heat. Everything else, I would say, does a really good job. There's just something about the Haus Labs and the Give Beauty that just goes that extra mile. So that's why they're my favorites, but these are fucking great. The formula is good. Again, I want to like it for the lips because I love the colors of them, but on the lips, it just doesn't last as long, nearly as long as it does on the face. So I did actually use a little bit of the Haus Labs today, and I mixed that with one of the powder blushes that we will be talking about, but I love it. It's such a beautiful formula. And I would say out of all of the cream products, these are probably my favorite. These are my favorite, then followed by Give Beauty. Like that's just where we're at. But the Haus Labs, I will eventually one day buy them all. I don't give a shit, even if the colors don't fucking work for me. The formula is just that good. So yay, we love that for me. Okay, so moving on to the next product. We have this from KVD. We have the Good Apple Blush, which is another product that's really, really good. But listen, I'm gonna be real with you here. If I had to pick between this product and the bronzer, I definitely like the bronzer more, just because of the fact that you can just create such beautiful dimension with basically one product, as opposed to, even though it's technically two, but it comes in one component, so I'm going to consider it one product, right? And compared to like other things where, you know, you'd have to use a separate product for this, the fact that they kind of like just marry so well together is beautiful. Now with this blush formula, what I like about it is that yes, it is definitely from the Good Apple family. Like there is just no weird bloodline bullshit here. Like they definitely belong within the family tree. But unlike the bronzer where you're encouraged to kind of mix both of them, you kind of can't really do that with these products, because if you do that, it kind of becomes a little bit of a hodgepodge. I feel like this color just eats up this color, so you kind of really can't see the difference. So to me, I treat it as like two separate blushes. As you can tell, I have a type, obviously. So with that, I love the formula of it because, again, it's within that same family of the Good Apple, which is just very creamy, very hydrating, very pigmented, and that bitch lasts all day. But when used together, it's nothing special. So this product, I would be interested in getting more of them, but I don't feel like I need to get the whole line. Unlike the House Labs where I'm like, no, I want all of them. I don't have the same level of love for this product. So the next product I want to talk about is from Maybelline. This is the Sun Kisser Multi-Use Liquid Blush. These are really awesome, and I kind of feel like these are the perfect kind of summertime blushes because of the types of colors that they put out. Now, y'all know me, like I just said, I am not somebody that loves an orange blush. Not because I don't like the color, I love orange. It just doesn't look good on me. But much like the e.l.f. product, this is another one that I feel like just works well on my uncooked chicken ass, where I don't look like I have a horrible fake tan. I just look beautiful and glowy. The other reason why I feel like they are such a summertime option is that some of the blushes have like a light shimmer to them, and they have like this really beautiful like gold reflect that kind of just looks like that golden hour glow, you know, like that 4 o'clock light where everybody just looks amazing. That's what these have. And it just, I don't know, again, just, I feel like I should be vacationing somewhere in Montauk, but no, I am here in fucking Central Florida, hating my life, just wishing. So when I do wear this, I kind of feel like, oh man, like I'm by the lighthouse. God, how sad does that sound? Anyway, the only thing though I will say that is kind of their downfall is their longevity. I believe this longevity is supposed to have like 12 hours. I would say it's like more on the 6 to 7 hours on a good day thing. And these are more on the lighter side. So there are days where I want to look like a garish clown, and I love those days. But there are also days where I just want to have more of like a watercolor effect, more of a Chantecaille effect. And these are more leaning towards like a Chantecaille effect. They're on the lighter side. If you try to build them up, it's not to that garish clown level that, you know, that some of y'all, including myself, enjoy. This is definitely more of a wash of color. So kind of keep that in mind if you're going to pick this up. I do love the pink one. Pink one's really pretty too, but I really just fuck with all of these like orangey guys. I think they're just gorgeous. They're good. They're a really beautiful like nude orange blush. So if you're looking for something a little bit summery, a little bit fun, and it's not going to break the bank, Maybelline is pretty good. Okay, so these are really surprising, but I love them. I love them so much. Give Beauty, another product that I cannot wait to buy all of them. They came up with the Dewy Plump Collagen Cheek Tint. Bitch. I don't understand. Actually, no, I do understand because they make really great blushes. And I know they came out, was it last year or the year before? They came out with all the compacts of like the blush duos and the bronzer and the highlighter and stuff. And those were some of my favorite products from this brand. Not everything has been amazing. Every lip product I've ever tried has been garbage and either burned me to my core or just did nothing, or it tasted weird and it melted, or ugh, no, hated it. But every complexion product, this is amazing. I love this. I love this. I can't wait to buy them all. I really cannot wait. And again, you can see I have a type. I clearly have a type. And I regret nothing. So if you were interested, I have them in the shade Peony, as well as, I thought this said Rodent, it says Bouquet. Although I think we should call it Rodent from now on. Rodent is this one. Peony is this one. Okay. I like the Rodent blushes. These are such a beautiful product. One, it is very hydrating, but it's not the type of hydrating formula where it doesn't dry down. It doesn't feel sticky. It just dries down to this very beautiful glow. I feel like in ways it kind of does like plump up this area, or maybe it's in my imagination, but I just feel like my cheeks, and not in like a fat, gross kind of way where you're like, oh no, like I do not look good. Like it just kind of brings a little bit more like life, if that makes sense. Again, it could just be in my head, but I feel like when I wear this product, my cheeks just always look fuller, but again, in a good way, not like I'm putting nuts in my mouth and, you know, hibernating for winter. nothing like that. It's just more of like a nice, healthy, kind of young looking, like flushed face. Like that's probably the best way I can describe it. But what I love, 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 love again about this formula is the fucking longevity. The longevity is beautiful. And I know when it comes to like serum types of kind of blushes, because this kind of feels more of like a serum type of formula, there is that certain level of just, it doesn't dry down. And I hate that. And I love that this product is not sticky, it's not tacky, it just dries down. You can really make it like super just garish and crazy pink. And you look like a real estate agent named Barbara. And I love that. Again, it's beautiful. So good. So I can't wait to buy them all. Very much like the House Labs, I'm going to wait for the Sephora sale and I'm just going to clean up the house. So good. Again, not everything from Give Beauty has been great, but these have been fantastic. And I would say that these are actually better than the little compact blushes that this brand put out. And I love those, but I would say these are way better. So yeah, if you want a good liquid blush, get this one. The last cream blush that I want to talk about is from the brand Finding Ferdinand, and you kind of can't get these anymore, which is sad. Not to say that they like discontinued the product. Like you can get a custom blush from Finding Ferdinand, which I think is also out of stock right now. But the ones that I want to talk about is from the Après Ski line, which is the khaki collaboration. She was very kind enough to send this my way. These came when I was in the process of moving, so I didn't really get to play with them when they first came out. But fuck, man, if you were lucky enough to pick these up, then you know how special they are. There's something really special about this formula that I feel like they set themselves apart from other cream blushes. It's this kind of balm texture that just really, I don't even know, just basically looks like your skin, but better. That's again, one of those cliche things to say, but it's absolutely true. Since finding this brand, anytime I go on vacation, I make sure to bring at least 1 or 2, if not 3, Finding Ferdinand blushes, because it's one of those products that just meshes well with everything else. They're super easy to work with. They're very creamy. They blend out easily. They're not tacky. And the best part is you're basically kind of encouraged to kind of mix and match and create your own custom shade, which I feel like a lot of blushes don't really do that very well. There are some that do it perfectly, but then there's some where, you know, for example, like the KBD one, where if you do add both of these together, it's just not gonna look really great. However, if you kind of decided to add all 3 of the colors together, like let me show you what I'm talking about for Finding Ferdinand, you just create something really, really pretty. And I love that. I absolutely love that about this product. You could really just like mix and match and make it your own. But I love bringing them on vacation because again, they're just so easy to work with. If I somehow just forget my brushes, oh God forbid, I know that I can use these with my finger and I'm not going to freak out because I know it's going to blend out beautifully. I combine all 3 of these colors to make this really beautiful dusty rose color. These are just really, really good. So again, if you were lucky enough to pick up the collection, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you've never tried Finding Ferdinand, do yourself a favor and try them. Their blush balm is just, it's what dreams are made of. If you want something that is not sticky, not tacky, you don't have to powder your face after it, like don't worry about it just gliding and sliding all over, like you're just going to look perfect. And again, it's just that beautiful wash of color, like look no further. Like this is an awesome brand that needs to be talked about more in my opinion. So anyway, we love her. We love her. Okay, now let's move on to the beautiful powder blushes. So the first one I want to talk about is from the Beauty and the Beast Colourpop collection. This is in the shade Chip. This is a very beautiful, very, very beautiful, like brown kind of, actually this probably should have went more in the bronzer section because this is just such a beautiful color. It's so good. Also, don't mind the amount of pink that's obviously stained on my hand from all the blushes, but this is a very beautiful, like bronzer type of color. I do like Colourpop's blush formula. Is it the best that I've ever tried? No, it's not the best, but they do make solid blushes. And I love the color of this one. Again, like I said, I think this has like enough like warmth. It looks like someone kicked the shit out of me. Oh my God. All right, let's take that off. I swear it doesn't look like that on the skin, okay? Obviously with all like the staining of the pink blushes that I've been putting on my hands. Oh, sweet Jesus. On the bright side, all the blushes that I talked about today, well, yes, it's staining my hand. It doesn't stain the cheeks. So just kind of heads up there. But all right, let me take that off. Otherwise you're probably like, Teresa, what the fuck are you talking about? But normally though, that color though, I feel like looks just really good on me because it has like a certain level of, again, like orangeness to it or like a little bit of warmth that it just looks like the perfect kind of bronzer kind of a color. So this one's really, really good. We love her. Not everything from that collection was a home run, but that particular blush shade though, great, great, great. So the next product I want to talk about, which I would say is actually probably number one on the list, and it really should come as no surprise, but it's Rare Beauty, which by the way, I already pre-swatched them because I knew I was going to swatch them all. So yeah, I picked up all of them. I picked up all of these blushes because I knew that I struck gold. Essentially, I went to a Sephora and I think at the time I only was able to get like one shade, and I think it was like technically the darkest shade. And I was like, oh, f it, let me try it. Let me see how it's going to work. I just beyond impressed, beyond impressed. I couldn't believe that I was able to make all of these shades work for me. And I think for me, what was like the big selling point is the fact that these just have that beautiful highlighter effect. Now, I love Rare Beauty's highlighters. I think they're some of the best highlighters that I've ever tried. And the fact that that type of formula is within this blush just makes me so fucking happy. It's so good. So if there was ever a moment where I somehow, I don't know, fell down, hit my head, I have amnesia and I don't even know what highlighter is, but yet I somehow know what blush is, you know, kind of like an Overboard moment. That movie was funny. Anyway, if I had that kind of a moment and I was applying this blush, I would feel satisfied with it because it has like enough of like a highlighting effect. You don't really need a highlighter. Now, hi, my name is Teresa and I'm extra as so I'm going to add 3 pounds of highlighter on top of my face because that's just, I like looking like an alien slut. And that's what I have on my face today. I actually have several different highlighters on actually, as well as one of the Rare Beauty blushes, and I regret nothing. I love it. This is definitely going to be within the top 10. I know I talked about these at great length, so I'm not going to bore you, but I know not a lot of people love this formula because they're like, oh, it's either not pigmented or oh, it's just too fucking sparkly. And I'm sorry it didn't work for you, but hey, I'm excited because that means more for me. So if I ever hit pan on one of these, I will definitely be on my way to be buying them all again. Like, they're just great. I hope she comes out with more shades for sure. I need more shades. They're so good. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's no like craft glitter or bullshit or anything like that. It doesn't emphasize any texture. It's just beautiful and glowy, and I just feel like a little alien slut. So we love her. This is great. Again, this will definitely be within the top 10 list for sure. If it's not, I will be surprised, okay? Downright gobsmacked, okay? If that doesn't happen. But anyway, moving on. The next product is from Kosas. I like these, and these are definitely ones that I'm going to pick up in the future, all of them, because I love the formula that much. There's something about this particular line from Kosas, the kind of like baked formula, that is so good. I absolutely adore the bronzer. Love that bronzer. Definitely one of the best bronzers I've ever tried. Top 10 for sure. And I love the cloud powder. That one's another awesome fucking product. So I'm just so happy that they finally made like a blush formula. And I really, really, really hope that they create a highlighter formula. Bitch, it's gonna be so good. So I wound up getting 2 shades, Euphoria, as well as the shade Bliss. And these are definitely, I feel like you're not even gonna see them on me. These are definitely on the lighter side. And I feel like swatch wise, it's just not really that good. But when applied to the skin though, bitch, there's just something I don't know really how to describe it other than it kind of has like that blurred airbrushed kind of effect. Like it's so just soft. It's not like hydrating or anything like that, but it's not like overly matte where you just look like you're gonna die, but it's like very like natural, just a natural flush. It's again, really kind of hard to describe. I guess there is like a little bit of a sheen to it. Not really though. Like compared to Rare Beauty, which is very like sheen forward. This is more on the natural side, but swatch wise, it kind of swatches like shit. But I'm telling you on the skin though, it is, I would say, very reminiscent to Chantecaille in that way. Very reminiscent, actually. I love this. It's just a very beautiful, soft formula. I do want to pick up all of them, and I will, but I'm just going to wait for a Sephora sale, though. But these are really, really good, so love those. So the next product I want to talk about is from Natasha Denona. This is the My Mini Dream Glow Blush. This one came out earlier this year, but this is a product that I actually really, really like, and I find myself using it a lot. And it's because it has a very, like, beautiful, I guess, like a nude color. Mine looks like shit, so I apologize. But if you get it new, it looks really, really pretty, but it's hard to kind of keep it looking like that without it looking like this. But this is just a really nice, you know, basically blush and highlighter situation. You can combine both and you have like this really a light nude blush that has a very beautiful shine, or you can kind of use them separately. When you use them separately, kind of looks like that. But if you use them together, so these two are what they look like individually. This one over here is basically what it looks like together. It's pretty. It's definitely on the nudie side, so I'm not sure if it'll work for everybody, but on my fair uncooked chicken ass, I think it just looks really, really nice on me, and that's why I really enjoy it. And if you ever wanted to check out anything from Natasha Denona, I do have a code with them. Use code garbage. I know. Yeah, garbage. You can use that code and you can save some money off your order. But I would say out of the Natasha Denona products that I have tried this year, that is definitely one of my favorites. And last but certainly not least, we're going to be talking about NYX. So NYX came out with the Buttermelt Blush. These are fucking great. These are great. If you're looking for a nice drugstore option that I would say is kind of comparable to Rare Beauty, but maybe a little bit heavier with the glitter, especially on this lighter shade down here, I would say check them out. Compared to the bronzer though, I love the bronzer. I don't know, there's something special about the bronzer, but I feel like the blush formula is very much within the same family. Very pigmented, so actually a little bit does go a long way. And I know one day I will definitely be buying them all. I feel like I'm just hoarding my Ulta points at this point. Oh, that kind of rhymed in a weird way, but I feel like I'm hoarding them because I know me and I know I'm going to buy them all. But I can't wait to just get the whole collection. I would say out of like drugstore blushes, these are by far my favorite. Just, they're fucking good. They're just good. They're soft. They're easy to work with. No patchiness, no muddiness. Good longevity. Like you can't ask for like a nicer product, especially at that $10 price point. So yes, now I just need NYX to come out with the highlighter and then my prayers have been answered. But yes, we love that. Okay, those are all my blush recommendations. Okay, now moving on to highlighter. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. Okay. All right, let's start with one of my favorites. It's more of like a recent favorite. It's from About Face. About Face makes a great foundation and they make a great highlighter. Now I need a blush formula that's similar to this and I'm all set. But this is a great reflective liquid highlighter. Although I will say that kind of compared to the next one that I talk about, this one doesn't feel nearly as blinding as the one that I'm going to talk about next. But what I like about this one is kind of the overall like color of it. So I don't think there are a lot of colors from this particular one, the reflective liquid highlighter. I have it in the shade Roses in the Wall, and it is really just, I don't know. I feel like when I have kind of like a rosy blush on, it just makes it just pop a little bit more. So I kind of have to be mindful of what I wear this one with, but it's just a really beautiful pink highlighter. Not the most alien slut out of the bunch that I am going to be talking about today, but I like this formula because I don't find it to be sticky or like super greasy. It just meshes and blends very well with my makeup, and I don't feel like I need to, you know, run and set it down with powder. So we like that. Yes to this one. But the one I would say is probably the most like blinding for the liquids is the ones from Colourpop. This is the Liquid Light Glow Drops. These are insane. I kind of can't believe how incredibly pigmented they are, but holy shit. If you're looking for a proper alien slut highlighter, babe, look no further. Like this is blinding. So like compared to the About Face one, like the About Face one's very pretty, but like I have to be very mindful of like, you know, how I wear it, what I pair it with, because it's definitely a little bit deeper for me, especially because I look like uncooked chicken. But do you see it? It's liquid metal on my hand, okay? I feel like that fucking Capri Sun commercial right now, all right? Yeah, they're blinding. So I have like a gold one and a pink one. Doesn't matter which one you get. I think I lean more towards the pink one now because I do love me a good pink highlighter, and I find myself using less and less gold these days, but goddamn, all right? Everything. So you want a really shiny, bright alien slut highlighter that's in the liquid side that will not fail you. It will not get sticky. You don't need to set it down with powder. Look no further, baby, okay? That is like literally the Terminator. That's probably the best way I could describe it. It is literally T2 coming at me, Capri Sun style. Like, I can't believe it. It's insane. It's insane how glowy they are, definitely. Also, by the way, if you ever want to, I think someone suggested this, and I feel like this could be a good idea, but I'll only make it if y'all want to watch it. If you want to know my like top 10 alien slut highlighters like of all time, let me know down below. Leave a little alien. Say alien or something, and I'll know what you're talking about. Because I think if you say slut, YouTube will fucking shadow ban this video. So we don't want that. So just say alien or something like that. All right. Anyway, moving on. Say you wanted to spend a little bit of money, right? And you wanted something a little bit flashy and you wanted to be that bitch that's like, I'm wearing Dior. Then by all means, you should totally do it. But I think one of the best high-end highlighters that I have seen in a minute is from Dior. This is the Forever Glow Maximizer. Now, not every shade is created equally because I did try the pink one and that blended into nothing. But these two work for my uncooked chicken ass. So of course I have the pearly one, which is just a very beautiful, icy, icy, icy white highlighter. Now I know white highlighters are not for everyone, and that's fine. Again, more for me. I'm excited. But it is fucking perfect. And then I have the number 17, which I believe is like the nude highlighter, which you would think that this is going to be a little bit too dark for me, but when I put it on, bitch, it is not. This is probably more of the classy alien slut highlighter. Probably the best way I can describe it. That is probably the only way that I can describe it. It is that I have money, but I'm still an alien slut and you will bow down to me highlighter. Super good. Has a lot of good longevity. I don't need to put down powder or anything. It doesn't get tacky. My hair doesn't stick to it. It's awesome. And there's another highlighter that I will mention too, and then everything else is powder. But all the highlighters that I'm talking about today, they do not have that stickiness bullshit quality. So yeah, if you want something more of an expensive alien slut, go get the Dior. The Dior is perfect. But say you're like, you know what? I want an alien slut moment, but I don't want to break the bank. And I just want something that looks like more natural. Then I would say go with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop. e.l.f. Jelly Pop. Oh, bitch, this is good. This is really, really good. I'm actually kind of surprised how good this formula is. But see, it's super, super reflective, like super, super reflective. So this is probably my most like natural looking highlighter. It just basically looks like glass skin. Like I cannot stop eye fucking my hand. Like it looks so good. It looks like my hand has been sweating all day. This has the permanent meat sweats that I love. I love that in a highlighter. And again, a non-sticky, tacky, gooey, shitty mess. So if you were looking for a little bit more of a natural option, more of a food poisoning, if you will, then e.l.f. is going to be your friend. But all of these are fantastic. And again, if my collection, decided to run away one day, I would immediately buy these. Oof. Especially that e.l.f. one. e.l.f. one's so good. It's so different kind of compared to the other ones. Oh, actually the other thing I do want to point out too, between like say the e.l.f. and the Colourpop, the e.l.f. has a little bit of glitter to it. Like tiny, tiny little specks of glitter, tiny little specks. Nothing too crazy where you feel like, oh my God, like glitter bukkake central, but there is a little bit of glitter reflect compared to the Colourpop, which is just straight liquid metal. So heads up there. All right, so let's talk about the powder highlighters, all right? I'm gonna start with this one. This one's from Colourpop. You can't get this one anymore because I think it's discontinued, but they came out with the Super Shock highlighter for the, I'm about to say Beverly Hillbillies collection, although they should make one. At this rate, every show is getting a collection. Beverly Hillbillies, oh my God. Beauty and the Beast, also known as the Beverly Hillbillies. This is a great Super Shock highlighter. And it's funny because usually Super Shock highlighters, especially when they come in the giant compacts, never work for me because they are usually for those that have like light medium skin. And finally I found one that works for fair. Too bad you can't get it. So hopefully you got it and you know how special it is. If not, I don't say that you need to like run to Macari and get it, but if you ever see it on the Colourpop website, if they ever restock it, I say pick it up there. It's great. Like it's a great highlighter, but I don't think it's like the end all be all, compared to some of the other highlighters that I'm going to be mentioning, but this is a really good option. So thank you, Colourpop. We love that. Now, I would say my favorite highlighter though, out of all the powder highlighters that I'm going to talk about, is from Fenty. Yo, the Pretty Pearls highlighter. So that's actually what I have on my skin today, mixed with the Lethal Cosmetics highlighter, which we'll talk about in a second. But the Fenty one though, when I saw the Fenty one, I was like, man, I don't think it's gonna be all that great. I don't know, a nude, natural kind of highlighter. Bitch, there is nothing natural about this one. I have it in the shade Pretty Pearls because that is the lightest shade. I am tempted to get the shade above it though. I think that shade should work for me. Every time I'm in a Sephora, I kind of forget to go over and fucking swatch it. Or maybe I have and I just can't remember. Either way, I only have this one and I need more. I need more colors. I just need more of it. The formula is super soft, super blinding, great longevity, and just overall fucking amazing. Like, again, Out of all the highlighters I'm going to mention, this is top dog number one. I'll happily rebuy 10 of these in a heartbeat. It's just something really beautiful about this formula that just blends into the skin. It doesn't leave that weird, like kind of stripy bullshit. It just looks like you have the permanent meat sweats. And I know that, again, that's not for everybody because some people really like a subtle highlighter, which those are the people that I don't trust, to be honest with you, because those are the shifty motherfuckers. I look for people that want to be an alien slut because I'm like, those are my people. So these are the highlighters that I feel like are for my people. So you're not going to find just, you know, wimpy bullshit here. But if you are looking for just a strong statement that you are going to someone up, Fenty is going to be that bitch. She is going to be like, hey, I got your back. I will people up with you. That's what I love about this highlighter. It's just good. She's strong. She's strong and she is going to take no shit. So we love that. That's what we look for in a best friend, okay? Thank you, Fenty. All right, so the next one I want to talk about is from, and which is kind of a joke, but like, listen, I think this is beautiful and kind of worth checking out if you can. So Makeup Revolution came out with the Wizard of Oz collection, and this collection was just stupid. It's stupid, and I got drunk and I bought it because I was like, I need to try a Tin Man highlighter. Kind of forgot about it, tried it, and I was thoroughly impressed. Now, I thought they stopped making this. You can actually go on their website now and the whole collection is $36 and the rest of the collection's fine, but I definitely think that this highlighter is worth $36. I definitely think it's worth $36. If you want a silver highlighter that is like just blinding and just, there's no words. I don't have anything in my collection that is like this. It is fucking wild. It is wild. Is probably the best way that I could describe it. It is a powder highlighter, which it's not my favorite type of formula. Like I like more of like that slick kind of a formula that just feels like slippery when wet. This definitely looks like it's going to kind of create like some texture because it's like more on the powdery side. But when I tell you, when you start to kind of like buff it into the skin, it is the most unreal alien cyborg sex robot. Like you are definitely going to command the attention of everybody, okay? And at this point, with AI being the way that it is, like I need to keep on this highlighter because, you know, obviously Skynet is rising up and I need to be one with the computers. And if I can look kind of silvery, you know, and kind of blend in, I think it could work. So if you want something that is just not from this world, I would say the Makeup Revolution Wizard of Oz one. It makes no sense, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I know Lady Gaga kind of has like a silver highlighter. It's not even in the same category, all right? House Labs is not in the same category as this stupid Wizard of Oz one. Nope, it's so good. And if I ever lose this, I will be really sad actually, because I don't have anything in my collection like it. It just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. Moving on to more Makeup Revolution or Revolution Beauty. I don't really know like what name they kind of go by now, but they've released these beautiful baked highlighters and they are beyond blinding. So I have it in the shade Rose Luster as well as Diamond Glow. And as you can tell, like it kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Milani baked highlighter, which listen, that is a great drugstore highlighter. And these just, they don't disappoint. Super blinding, super unassuming. You kind of think, oh, this is gonna be like a powdery asbestos type of a mess. No, no, no. No, 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 friend. This shit's blinding. And dare I say, I don't know, honestly, between all three of those Makeup Revolution highlighters, the amount of times that I've just been using them, they might be on the short list of the top 10. For sure. I definitely know Fenty will be on there, but there's just something kind of special about these Makeup Revolution ones. Fuck, they're so good. So if you're looking for like a nice baked formula that is blinding as all hell, I recommend that one. Now, moving on to Lethal Cosmetics. Lethal, baby Lethal. They came out with the Avatar collection. I talked about it at great length in my last video, and I sincerely love every bit of this collection that I have tried. I've never tried the lip products, so I can't really speak to them. Everything I've tried has been amazing. So this one, I believe, is in pre-order, so you can go check it out on their website. And if you're ever interested in wanting to check out Lethal Cosmetics, use the code garbage and you can save 10% off your order. Now, this is probably the only highlighter in my collection that is definitely a duochrome. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. I have many duochrome highlighters. I meant in today's video. In today's video, everything is like pretty much normal-ish. And I hate to even say normal, but run-of-the-mill kind of colors, I guess is probably the best way to put it. But in terms of finding anything that has a little bit of pizzazz, this is the only highlighter in today's video that actually has some pizzazz. That is a proper duochrome. And this doesn't disappoint, and it's also what I have on my face today. So it's actually a combination of this mixed with the Rare Beauty as well as the Fenty to give you this unreal, insane glow that I feel like you can't even tell, but it has like a very beautiful, like pinky kind of golden hue. It's gorgeous. This is so good. Now, this color combination is not unique by any means. We have definitely seen like a white to pink to a little bit of a gold highlighter. We have seen this before, but what makes this special is just how beautiful it is when it goes on your skin. Now, this is a powdery highlighter, so you're gonna kind of have a little bit of like that asbestos kickback or whatever from it, but you blend it and you buff it into the skin and it just looks unreal. It looks gorgeous. And again, these lights are not doing it justice because the amount of like pink and gold is just shifting off my hand. Bitch, it's so good. So yeah, if you want a nice duochrome highlighter, go check that out. Actually, let me see if I can take a picture right now because I have it by my light right here. I kind of want to see if I can capture this. Like I said, it's fucking unreal. It's so good. So we love that. Okay. Moving on, another great highlighter I found this year is from Iconic London. Iconic London is, I feel like one of those brands that I kind of forget about, and then every now and again they come out with some sort of a banger, as the kids say, and this is a banger. So this is the Lit and Luminous Baked Highlighter. You'll see, I kind of have a lot of baked highlighters this year. I don't know, baked highlighters are where it's at. But this though, okay, you want to find something blinding, my friend? Whew. This is blinding. This is super pretty. I would say that this is definitely more on the kind of natural-ish side. I feel like it's very similar to that Jelly Pop. Maybe has a little bit more of like a gold kind of a sheen to it. But I feel like in terms of just more of like a natural kind of a highlighter, this, I would say, kind of falls in that camp. So if you didn't want a cream version of it, I feel like the next best thing would be like this very beautiful powdery highlighter from Iconic London. So good, so good. Then we have this one, which is a very recent favorite, but it's winning brownie points like you wouldn't believe. This is from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Highlighter. So good. Love the Infallible line. Super sad that they got rid of that glowy formula. That foundation was everything. But this though, this is perfect. Very beautiful. Now there is another one which I like, but for whatever reason, this is the one that I gravitate towards. That one's a little bit more of like icy, but like icy more on like the yellow side. This definitely has more of like a champagne feel to it. This is gorgeous. I thought I wasn't going to be able to wear it because, you know, when you look at it from pan, you're like, oh, okay, well, this could be maybe a little bit too dark for me. No, this I would say is probably my favorite. You know what? Shit. I know I was saying a lot of stuff about Makeup Revolution because that is a really good drugstore highlighter. I'm leaning towards Makeup Revolution only because I had it around longer, but I feel like in due time, the Infallible will definitely dethrone those two baked highlighters from Revolution Beauty. Nothing is ever going to come for the Wizard of Oz, but definitely the baked ones. But this is great. Again, another beautiful alien slut highlighter that just lasts for days and is just a glowy, glowy beast. So good. Now I do have one highlighter palette I would love to talk about, and that's from Lunar Beauty. This is the Moonshroom palette. This is great. I've been waiting for Lunar Beauty to come out with more highlighters. I love that whatever Sailor Moon asshole highlighter, and this collection was cute. Like the eyeshadow palette was good. It wasn't my favorite, but it was good. But this though, this is fucking everything. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do a video on it, but that's why we're mentioning it today. But this highlighter palette though, it's kind of very similar, to the Dior Universal Face Palette, the Backstage Face Palette. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that. But the formula and the quality, Lunar Beauty just makes a very beautiful highlighter formula. And I wish they would do more shit like this. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm happy to get what I can get. But if you didn't want the Dior one, I would say that this one is kind of comparable in that way. Maybe not every shade is going to be like a straight dupe for dupe, but I feel like it's going to come close. Which actually, hold on, let's kind of compare it because I do own that product. Obviously, I own everything. Hold on. So this is what the Dior one looks like. As you can see, she is well loved. Well loved. Let me take a picture because it's just a little bit easier, I feel like, to show. It's not quite a dupe for dupe, but I feel like it's kind of similar, or like, I would say maybe the Lunar Beauty is kind of like the upgraded sister palette to that Dior one because the colors I feel like are a little bit more richer. Then again, I've also had this palette for a very long time, so maybe quality has gone down a little bit, but it's something that I will clutch with me for the rest of time. I love these little palettes. But I would say that this is pretty comparable. Maybe not exact shade to shade, but I would say it's within the same universe. There is something really special about the Lunar Beauty ones that are just, again, that beautiful slick formula that I love, where it just kind of glides on with ease. It slides on like butter. It's just so perfect. And I just want this brand to make more highlighters. I just need more highlighters. And they don't happen very often, but when they do, I shower them with kisses because I just want more. Now I am affiliated with the brand, so if you ever wanted to check out anything from Lunar Beauty, use the code garbage and you can save 10% off your order. This is really good. I love this palette. So good, so fucking good. I think that's it for highlighters. So let's move on to face palettes. I only have 2 face palettes, and the first one is from Natasha Denona. This is the Berry Pop Cheek Trio. This was good. I like this. They came out with one, whenever the My Dream collection that came out. If you have that and you love that, you're gonna love this. It's just so nice. This is definitely the berry version of it, and the berry version is so good. So you have a highlighter and you have like 2 blush formulas that are just so pretty. It's such a beautiful palette. Highly recommend it, especially if you love this kind of a berry tone. And yeah, it's probably the best version of Natasha Denona face products. So yes, we love her. And again, if you're interested, I do have a code with them. Garbage. You can save money off your order, but I love these little palettes. They're really, really cute. Not every blush and highlighter from this brand has tickled my pickle, but this one most certainly has. So we love that. Now, the last product I want to talk about, which is my favorite product from this category, granted there's not many, but whatever, it's still my favorite. That is the Amy Loves Makeup / Adept Cosmetics face palette. Now, there is also an eyeshadow palette. Adept Cosmetics, I like their eyeshadow palettes, but they're not my favorite thing. But this though, this is special. And there's something to be said about Adept's face palettes, and I don't know why more people don't talk about them, because I think those products are actually better than their eyeshadow palettes. And this one just, it checks all the boxes for me. This little palette, which is still available by the way, is comprised of 2 little highlighters and 2 little blushes, and they're just fucking, they're everything. The highlighters are that beautiful, slick formula that I love. They're on the pinky side. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. Again, I don't know why they don't have more of these types of products, because like I said, I actually really like them more than their eyeshadow palettes. This one just doesn't disappoint. This one is such a romantic, flirty, it's kind of perfect for Valentine's Day. I don't know, it screams Valentine's Day really, especially with the pink packaging or whatever, but it's just so romantic. And I think out of everything in my collection, or at least in today's video, this is probably the most romantic thing that I own. Like I just always feel like dainty and just more like a lady when I wear this, which we all know I'm not a lady, I'm a garbage bitch. So. But I just feel more prim and proper when I have this one on, and it's just good. It's just good. So if you ever wanted to try Adept Cosmetics, I know people will kind of steer you towards the eyeshadow palettes, and they're good. They're again not my favorite. I don't want to like sound like I'm shitting on them, because I'm not. It's just people have their preferences, and that's just, I don't know. Like I actually had this conversation with Makeup Radar Jamie, and we were talking about Adept, and I said the problem for me with Adept is they often make palettes that are too pretty for me to want to play with. And I think that's the problem, is that a lot of their color stories or like their pan designs are too pretty, and I'm just not here to fuck that up. And when I do fuck it up and when I do play with it, then I'm kind of left with like a pretty good formula, not great, but pretty good. And I find myself wanting to look at them, not wanting to actually use them. And to me, it's kind of a huge waste of money, right? Granted, I waste my money all the time, but that's really an even bigger waste of money. But when it comes to their face stuff though, their face stuff I feel like is really underrated and just super special. So we love that. We're almost out of the woods, kids. Well, let's talk about some lip products. Now, lip products are usually products that I don't really give a shit about. I never really found any lip products that have been amazing, but this year I found so many lip products, a lot of them lip oils, because I'm a sucker for lip oil, but I do have quite a few other little categories of things. So let me start with one of my, again, it's the Pokemon collection. I can't help it, okay? I'm gonna start with this first. These little guys. Again, I'm not gonna go too much into it because I have a video on it or whatever, but this is one of my favorite things from the collection because it's just a stupid pH lip balm. I love the lip balm and I just think they're really adorable. And again, the packaging just kills it for me. And that's why they're still in their packaging, because I kind of wish that this was on the bullet component, but it's not. So that's why I keep these little guys in their homes, because I just don't want to take them out. because I just don't want them to lose such beauty. But at my workstation, I usually have, I'll be honest with you, I usually kind of cycled through either Ditto or Jigglypuff, less Pikachu. If it was a Raichu, then I'd be like all over it. But anyway, even though they are all the same color, you technically only really need one, or you could be a psychopath like me and get all three because you like the boxes. But I regret nothing. But I like these. I find them to be super comfortable. They have a little bit of pigment to them, so it's like that perfect pink color for my lips. And I like that there is like a little bit of glitter to it, but it's not like gross craft glitter. It's cute. Is this replacing my lip balm for the rest of my life? No, because Treat Beauty will always have a special place in my heart, and I will die on that hill for Treat Beauty. But these are a really nice alternative. So yes, we love those. And then of course, Colourpop is really good when it comes to lip masks, and both the one from the Beauty and the Beast, the Enchanted Rose, as well as the one from the Pokemon collection, which this is by far my favorite packaging wise. It's so good, but I do love the rose one. These are really great lip masks. Now, are they my favorite lip masks? No, Tatcha I think is like the king. Tatcha is literally the best, and then I would say Lawless. But if you don't want to spend that much money for a lip mask, these are really great. Now, how I use them is pretty much usually at the end of application, that's when I would put a lip product on over it. And I love that I don't need to like take this off. I love that it leaves my lips just nice and supple and soft and hydrated and comfortable. And it's beautiful. They're really good. So if you want a very good, affordable lip mask, I was about to say Pokemon. Colourpop is really, really good when it comes to it. Glamlight's also another one that does a really good job. But if I'm going to be honest though, Colourpop destroys them when it comes to packaging. Glamlight does cute packaging elsewhere, but when it comes to their lip stuff, not so much. Colourpop corners the market on that shit. So if you want something adorable and actually works really well, Colourpop is king. Okay, so next product, which by the way, my hand is so pink and shiny. I don't think I could do any more swatches on my hands today. My hand hurts like hell. All right, we're gonna speed through this. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna talk about a few lipsticks that I really love, and then we're gonna go into probably lip oils and glosses, and then, oh yeah, setting sprays. Okay, so we still have a couple more things. But for these lipsticks, now again, I'm someone that has very dry lips, so I'm looking for things that are hydrating and nourishing and comfortable, and it doesn't require me to have to constantly touch them up. It doesn't like bleed into the outer corners or get all gummy or just like weird cracked bits. It doesn't dry my lips out. Like it's just good. And these are the three, well, technically two of them are lipsticks and one is kind of a hybrid. So I'll talk about the lipsticks first. A great drugstore option is from L'Oreal. This is the Color Rich line. It's so cute. First of all, the packaging looks very hourglass-esque, which we love. We love a fun little bougie moment, but I have it in the shade Worth It, which you will see a lot of the shades that I'm going to show you are pretty much, again, very similar to the blush. I like things that are more from the nude family, whether it's like a nude pink or a nude brown, like that's where I'm at. So everything that I'm going to show you is pretty much those colors, whatever. Anyway, this is great. If you want like a beautiful, which I know I wasn't going to swatch it, but I'll just swatch it right here so you can just kind of see. It's beautiful. It's a no frills basic bitch color, but we love her though. So you want a nice drugstore option? I say get this. I actually can't wait to go back to the drugstore because I want to get a few different shades. They kind of remind me a little bit of the Gucci lipstick. Gucci lipsticks cost an arm and a leg, so if you want something of like a similar vibe, I would go with this. Now, the one though that is my favorite out of both lipsticks is from Makeup by Mario. So these are like the super satin lipsticks, the shade Bronx Baby as well as Nolita. Fucking bread and butter is actually what I have on my face today. It's actually a combination a little bit of both of those. So this is Bronx Baby. It's a little bit darker. Again, you can see the kind of colors I like. This is the shade Nolita. It's good. It's good. I love these lipsticks because again, super hydrating finish, super comfortable, doesn't bleed, it doesn't get all messy, doesn't get weird. I can talk, and then I don't feel like the need to have to constantly keep touching up. They're great. Can't say a bad thing about it. If I really had to pick the kind of best of the best, the best of the best formula in terms of the lip products that I'm going to show you today, this is probably number one, followed by the Guerlain lip oil. This from YSL, I think it's like the Love Shine stick or something like that. I got this on a whim because my coworker was like, you should try the YSL new face tint, and which is actually on the list, which I talked about in the last video. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10, right? But I decided to pick this one up because I was like, you know, I'm kind of curious. I heard good things. Let me try it. This is great. Okay. Yeah, I'm like on a nub over here, all right? I need to go buy a backup immediately. I like what I like. But this is probably, I would say, the perfect product for me. Someone who just wants constant hydration, just constant hydration, and doesn't feel like I'm suffocating. It's the best of both worlds. It's like lipstick and lip oil had a baby, it created this. It has pigmentation, but it has all the benefits of a lip oil. It's the best of the best. I will happily have this on my top 10 list, and it'd probably be somewhere near the top. Like, this is fucking great. I love this. I want more of these, and I hate that they cost so much. So I gotta wait for a Sephora sale because it's too rich for my blood. But this is perfect. I cannot get over how much I love it. It's funny, like, I'm bougie when it comes to lip products, and I find myself gravitating towards more expensive ones. I hate it so much because it's stupid, but it's just a product that just works very well for me. It's comfortable, it's hydrating, it lasts for a really long time. I don't feel like I need to like constantly touch up, and even when it does wear down, it wears down beautifully. It just looks like my lips, but way better. And again, I am someone that has such dry lips that I need hydration. I need to be within arm's length of a chapstick or lip oil or something, and the fact that I don't need to do that with this product is really amazing. So we love that. And I actually did put a little bit of this on top of my lips today, and I regret nothing. So yeah, so those are my favorite when it comes to like lipsticks or kind of the lip oil hybrid. Now, moving on to lip oils. You want a nice affordable option? e.l.f. Okay, I would talk about NYX, but that came out last year. So we're gonna talk about e.l.f. These are great. These are great. I feel like they are comparable to Dior, except these do not have the same longevity as Dior. Well, Dior in my mind was king until Guerlain. Like, Guerlain is taking over. But for the longest time, I couldn't shut the hell up about Dior. And I feel like these are within that same family. They're super comfortable. They're very, very cheap. I think they're like $6 or $7. Like, if you just want a really good, affordable, beautiful lip oil that is not too sticky, that is not too thick, that is super comfortable and has decent longevity, but really like why we're buying it is the price point, e.l.f. e.l.f. is going to be your friend. I'm also including the one from the Jelly Pop line that has a little bit of a sparkle to it, because that's the only one that I have that actually has a sparkle. And even with the sparkle, there's no grit, no nothing. Like, it's really comfortable. But I gravitate towards obviously like these colors here. The more Ghostbusters 2 pus colors is probably the best way I can describe it. Anyway, these are awesome. So if you want an affordable option, go e.l.f. Now, if you want to okay, if you want to just be that bitch that just is powerful, then I say go with the Guerlain. It started with one, and then I needed to get the other one immediately. What I love about this formula is that it's thick, but it's not uncomfortably thick, and it lasts for a very long time. I always thought that Dior lasts long. No, this lasts twice as long as that. I love these. I love them so much because I feel like I don't have to use so much product throughout the day. Like, I am going to get my money's worth out of these, and I cannot wait to have them all. The other thing that I love about these lip oils is that I feel like they plump up my lips without it feeling that gross, spicy butthole effect that some people just really love. I don't, but they give me like a nice little like plumping effect without the pain. And maybe it's in my head, but I don't know. Like, anytime I wear these, I just feel like my lips look juicier and they look so good. I cannot say enough nice things about it. And of course, these are definitely going on my top 10 for sure. It's right up there with the Tarte powder. Like, they are comfortable, and yes, while they are expensive, I feel like they are well worth the money just in terms of longevity. They don't taste weird. They're just perfect. They're so good. So we love these. Now, if you're looking for a little bit of pigmentation, I feel like the Haus Labs lip glaze, I believe they're called. These are really, really nice. I think they're called like PhD lip glaze. Yeah. PhD hybrid lip glaze gloss or whatever. It's a fucking long name. I have it in the shades Guava and Macaron, and they're great. These definitely offer more pigmentation than, say, even the Guerlain ones. And there is a slight plumping to it, which again, it's actually the comfortable plumping, the plumping that I like. But I think the Guerlain actually looks more plump though and more juicy compared to the Haus Labs. But the Haus Labs is kind of one of those perfect products that if I had lipstick and I went out to dinner or whatever and I didn't want to reapply, I would put these on, because I feel like all the lipsticks that I own are definitely, again, within that pink, nude, brown family, and these two shades just kind of fit the bill. So they are a really good product for when I just want to do some light touch-ups. Super comfortable, has, I would say, pretty good longevity. Nowhere near like Guerlain status, but I would say better than e.l.f. And again, I think out of all the lip oils, these probably have the most pigmentation out of the ones that I'm talking about today. So yay, we love those. Now, the last lip oil I want to mention is from Milk Makeup. This is fucking good. And I like these better than the House Lab, but not as much as the Guerlain ones. But I definitely need to buy more shades in the future. There's something really nice and comfortable about this formula. Again, it's not sticky. And the more I think about it, I think it's actually a little bit better than Dior. Even though I have a shitload of Dior ones and I only have one of these, I don't think I would actually buy the Dior ones ever again. And I would actually supplement them between Guerlain and Milk Makeup. I know, I said what I said. This one is just a beautiful formula. I tend to always have this one in my handbag. The Guerlain ones, I don't know, like sometimes I'll have them in my bag, but usually I have them by my workstation because I just like looking at the packaging because I love that little gold bee or whatever. But this one I usually have with me while I'm out and about, and it's just comfortable, it's good. Again, super hydrating and just lovely. So yeah, I need to buy more shades of this. Dior, you're out. Milk, you're in. I know, who would have thought it? So now moving on to glosses, let's talk about the Prisma glosses from Armani. These are great. So I have it in the shades of 2 and 5. 5 has a little bit of a glitter reflect to it, but again, glitter super comfortable. Number 2 is definitely like a pinky gloss. Well, this is a little bit more of like a pinky, but with like a golden hue to it. They're good. They're really good. Now I can wear them on their own, but they are definitely not super pigmented, unlike the next gloss that I'm going to talk about, which is from Huda Beauty. That one has a lot of pigmentation, but the Armani ones I feel like are the best when they are over like a matte lipstick, or they're over something that just feels maybe a little bit too drying and I just need a little bit of hydration and a little bit of shininess brought to me. That's when I reach for these. These are really, really good. And I have a lot of lipsticks, and I have a lot of lipsticks that are kind of like, you know, bordering on like that natural matte or like that natural finish, which can be a little bit drying for me. So I need something to just bring me back to life. These are perfect. So we love that from Armani. But if I wanted to say wear a gloss that actually has proper pigment and like I can just like wear this on its own, I'm gonna stick with Huda Beauty. So these are the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. They actually kind of plump your lips up in this kind of wild way. So I'm actually gonna try to put this shade on. This is the Bombshell shade. It's just so good. It's so perfect. I feel like with this particular product, they just plump up my lips without that, again, gross spicy butthole thing that I fucking can't stand. It offers great pigmentation and it's just super comfortable. So if you wanted a gloss that had pigmentation to it, which I know is kind of unfair because actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me show you what it looks like when I take the lipstick and everything off so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I have nothing on. Like, that is so good. I'm like, oh my God. Like, as you can see, like they are super pigmented. So if you want a very pigmented gloss, get Huda. Huda is like the only way to go, okay? So good, so fucking good. The last lip product that I'm gonna mention is from Tarte, which I know, I think it's so funny. This is the lip vinyl, the Maracuja Juicy Lip Vinyl. This is good. It's good. It makes no sense how good it is, but it is, and I love it, and I just want more of it, and and I'm beyond obsessed with it. I have it in this very beautiful, like juicy, kind of a pink color, which as you can, horrible swatch, I know, but basically just, you know, your lips, but like a little bit of pink to it. I think what makes it special is the longevity. It has incredible longevity, and as it starts to break down, it still kind of leaves you feeling very, very hydrated and comfortable. So we love that. It's great. I honestly cannot ask for like a nicer kind of like weird lip pen product. And I definitely want to purchase more of this in the future, and I will. So yeah, we love that. So that said, these are all my favorite lip products that I've just been loving lately. So let's move on to the last topic. Let's talk about some setting sprays. And I think for me, I'm gonna kind of rank them in order by the ones that I love the most. And the first one is the All Nighter Extra Glow. This one's great. It's the S tier of all setting sprays in my opinion. It locks in your makeup all day, gives you an extra glow without it mattifying your face or making you turn into an oily mess. This is perfect. And it kind of makes sense because it's made with Scandinavia, which Scandinavia makes some of the best fucking setting sprays I've ever tried. So it actually makes sense even more now why I love it the way that I do. This is perfection. It's so good. I've never had a better setting spray. Actually, to come to think of it, I would happily repurchase this in a heartbeat, and I need to, because I'm running low. Now, the next one that I've been really enjoying is the hyaluronic acid and watermelon fruit extract version of the All Nighter spray from Urban Decay. Now, this one is not made by Scandinavia, but what makes this one a little bit different is that it's more refreshing, I would say. This I find myself using more throughout the day if I want just to refresh my skin. Plus, it has a beautiful watermelon scent that I like. But does this do a better job than this one? No, I think this one just, I don't know what it does, but it just locks in everything. This one does a good job of locking stuff in, but it's more just of like a refreshing kind of a spray. But I've been enjoying out of it, and I would totally repurchase this again in a heartbeat, considering I live in a swamp and I just want to feel refreshed. So I like that I can use this for my makeup, but overall I kind of just love the refreshing quality of it. Plus it just makes my skin feel really, really great. But my recent favorite, which is one that I talked about briefly, and I was kind of like on the fence about, because I'm like, I like it, but I'm glad that I picked it up on a discount. But the more that I use it, the more I realize this is kind of a fucking hidden gem. So the Light Reflecting Makeup Setting Mist from NARS, good. It's good. What I like about this product is not only that it locks in my makeup all day, but I like how supple and beautiful my skin looks throughout the day. It just, I don't know why, but it just always looks softer and it looks smoother and it just, I don't know, like it looks kind of perfect. Now, I think I have pretty decent skin in the sense that I don't really get a lot of blemishes or anything like that. And I often feel like I look like butter. And I feel like this definitely prolongs that feeling. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that just makes me look softer and more smooth and more refreshed. I'm happy that I didn't like immediately go, all right, like this is okay. No, it's actually really, really good. Now, the biggest difference I would say between the two is that this definitely makes me glowy. While the NARS one, I don't want to say, it doesn't mattify me because that's not it either, but it's definitely more of a glow from within. Like it does have a little bit of hydration. I do look a little glowy, but not to the extent that I do when I use the all-nighter. So if I want a little bit of a softer moment, I go with this guy. But either way, you cannot go wrong with any of them. And there you have it. Those are my favorite products that I have just been loving so far this year, and I can't wait to see what else I'm gonna love at the end of the year, as well as my beautiful little top 10. But if I could count all the ones that I have mentioned today that would be in that, I pretty much have half of them figured out, so yay. Anyway, now I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below what are some of your favorites, what are some of the things that you've been loving or not loving. Let me know, because I love hearing from you. And of course, I want to say thank you so much to my patrons and wonderful YouTube members. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, filthy, trashy garbage boat afloat. Couldn't do without you. I love your face. And of course, I'll see y'all very, very soon. Bye.